It was around 2 a.m. when Charity Tanner suddenly awoke with a deep sense that something wasn't right. At first, she thought it might just be a passing pain or discomfort common in pregnancy. But very quickly, her body began to seize with sharp, regular contractions, far more intense than anything she'd felt before. She was only 18 weeks pregnant. Terrified, she shook her husband Matthew awake, telling him that something was wrong and that they needed to get to the hospital immediately. The urgency in her voice left no room for questions. But as the couple scrambled to leave, they faced another challenge. There was no one to call at that hour to stay with their children. Without much choice, they woke their two kids, 8-year-old Ryan and 5-year-old Kaylee, and gently carried them to the car, still in their pajamas. With their children in the back seat, confused and half asleep, the family sped through the empty streets towards the hospital. Just 2 months earlier, Charity and Matthew had been overjoyed to learn they were expecting their third child. The excitement had spread quickly through the household. Ryan and Kaylee were thrilled at the thought of becoming older siblings, and the couple had begun imagining their growing family with happiness and hope. But the joy didn't last long. Not long after the announcement, Charity began experiencing heavy and unexplained bleeding. Doctors soon diagnosed her with a condition where the placenta had implanted in the wrong location, an issue that can sometimes resolve on its own, but also carries serious risks. They told her that in some cases, this condition could lead to preterm labor around the 24th week of pregnancy. While that was still dangerously early, babies born at 24 weeks had a fighting chance with the help of modern medicine. But this was different. Charity was just 18 weeks along. At that stage, survival outside the womb was almost impossible. As the bleeding worsened, doctors set the couple down and explained that continuing the pregnancy could soon threaten Charity's own life. They gently suggested that termination might be the safest option for her. But Charity didn't hesitate. She refused. "I can't end my baby's life," she said quietly. When they finally reached the hospital that night, Charity was in such pain that she couldn't walk. Nurses placed her in a wheelchair and rushed her into the emergency unit. An ultrasound confirmed what she feared most. She was in full labor, and the baby was already making his way into the world. She wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. But nothing could stop it. After about an hour of intense labor, Charity gave birth to a tiny, fragile baby boy. He was still encased in his clear amniotic sac, his limbs curled delicately, his skin almost translucent. Everyone in the delivery room assumed he had been stillborn. Just before the birth, the monitors had struggled to even detect a heartbeat. A nurse gently opened the sac to clean and prepare the body, and then turned to Charity and Matthew, asking if they'd like to see their son and say goodbye. They nodded through tears, but as they leaned in to look at their baby, whom they had named Jackson, something happened that neither of them expected. They saw his chest rise and fall, slowly, gently. His tiny heart, clearly visible beneath his paper-thin skin, was beating. One of the nurses explained that it could simply be residual electrical impulses, common in newborns who are no longer alive. But Charity and Matthew didn't see science. They saw their son, alive, breathing. In shock and wonder, they began to record the moment on video, desperate to capture whatever time they had with him. For the next 30 minutes, Charity and Matthew held Jackson close. They kissed his cheeks, stroked his tiny hands, and whispered to him all the things they had planned to say over a lifetime. They told him how much he was loved, how proud they were of him, and how beautiful he was. Charity later said that those 30 minutes were the most sacred and heartbreaking moments of her life. "Even if we only had him for a short time, we were a family, all together. And that's something I will treasure forever." Eventually, Jackson's heartbeat faded. His chest stopped moving. He passed away in his parents' arms, wrapped in love and prayer. Later that day, Charity dressed him in a tiny white outfit she had packed in her hospital bag, just in case. And with quiet dignity, they laid him to rest. But Jackson's story didn't end there. The photos and video taken during those final moments spread rapidly on social media. People across the country were stunned to see such a clearly formed baby at just 18 weeks. His fingers, his toes, even the outline of his ears and nose, he was undeniably human. The images reignited a nationwide debate about abortion in the United States, especially following recent changes in law. Pro-life advocates began sharing Jackson's story, saying, "This child was alive. This child was a person." Charity gave interviews, appeared on news programs, and shared her experience not as a political message, but as a plea for compassion. "They are human," she said, "as human as any of us." What about you? Do you think Jackson's story should change the way we think about abortion? What are your thoughts on abortion? Please share your opinions in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. We will continue to share true, inspiring stories. See you in the next video. May God bless you.